Good evening, Crimson Tide Nation, and welcome to the 35th edition of Crimson Tide Live, right here on Alabama Voice College Football. From yours truly, Jackson Johnson, and my partners in crime, Coach Johnny Antique Burks, and Jeffrey from All He Taught Sports, where we all taught Alabama football every chance we get right here on Alabama Voice College Football, or at least we try to. Let me tell you something, we're going to get that catchphrase trademarked. For sure.
We got to get antique trademarked as well. I love it.
Just for you, Jeffrey. Just for you. I'm the antique.
Yeah, not as antique as my internet. Not the way it was acting last week. Not at all. Not at all.
There we go. And see, Bama comes in and says, "Roll Tide," and we give a roll tide right back to see Bama. And Pitt Snipe Husker, thank you for tuning in, says, "Criminy States, I'm here before the host. What kind of crap show y'all running here, Bama?" Well, we're doing all right. We're just making sure some internet's not messing around with our host.
Yeah.
And that question made Jeffrey face freeze for a moment.
Yeah, again, that was not good for my internet. It didn't like it.
Nope. But here's a little something that'll make it better. It's good to see you too, Pitt Snipe Husker, good buddy. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
And we got some YouTube membership invites we want to tell you about. $2.99 a month. You can become a Crimson Faithful member, and you get a member shout out for every time you comment on the show, and you get a custom emoji to use in any live chat or in the comment section. For $4.99 a month, you get access to a monthly hangout from yours truly, and Coach Burtz and Jeffrey from All He Taught Sports, and you get priority replies to comments. And for $9.99 a month, you can become a Bear Bryant legend. You can connect on social media with each of us and give out content requests of any kind, and neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow, nor pollen, nor any bad weather of any kind will put a stop to us from fulfilling your content request right here on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. But I'll tell you what else we've got that's magical from the spring. No, it's not getting Twitter-pated. It's this. It's the Voice of College Football website, where you see all kinds of magic. You got the writing team from Alec Keyser, Leanne Herring, Matt Zimmett, Zoe Bentler, and they're writing all kinds of articles, all kinds, like the NFL draft, talking about Dabo Sweeney and Luke Fickell, Quinshaw Judkins, Curtis Rourke being a Niner. Is he taking over for Brock Purdy? Well, we'll find out and see.
Curtis Rourke, baby.
There we go. And there's the show lineup. Everyone's got magic all right here.
That website is sharp. I'm not going to lie. That is sharp. I love it.
Very well designed.
Agreed. And it's got all your favorite hosts right here at the Voice of College Football, like Cam Underwood, Ethan Inman, Garrison Gaddy, all of us here at Alabama at the Voice of College Football, John D'Animo, TJ Ronan, everyone, all right here at the Voice of College Football. And for more, tune in. All righty.
Awesome.
We had some big stuff happen in the 2025 NFL draft. We still get first rounds. We still win the first round. We've got 17 straight years with Booker and Campbell. Booker's a Cowboy, and we got Campbell as an Eagle. But the third round, this is where the magic's really happening. Jalen Milroe is a Seahawk, although, to be honest, I was thinking he'd be a Ram before a Seahawk.
Mm-hmm.
But the takeaway for me was he got drafted before Shedeur, and honestly, I'm glad he did.
Well, I mean, he's got a lot. I think he's got a lot more bring to the table. I mean, the guy is elusive, speed, and a lot of intangibles. I mean, both of them are smart. I think they're both smart, but I just think athletic-wise, and evidently the draft personnel, these professional people that analyze and whatever, they thought the same thing. Much better package to develop. And all of the, when you've got to look at too as a draft, as what they're looking at is developing players who has the greatest potential in the future. You know, they don't expect them to come in and turn the franchise around and all that kind of stuff. And when they do, you know, Bryce, Carolina, and then you've got Tua down in my. It doesn't work that way. It's not a one-shot, one-season deal. So you're looking at the development of the player. I mean, look at Jalen Hurts. Same scenario. He's finally developed into, you know, a good prototypical quarterback. So evidently, the upside for Jalen and some of the others was a lot greater than Shedeur.
I agree with that. I feel like the Shedeur situation got just way, you know, run into the ground. It went way too far. I mean, we know why it did because, you know, being Deion's son and that he was projected so highly. But, I mean, if it was anybody else, no one would have even complained. Yeah, they would have been like, wow, this is a shock that, you know, he fell so far. But people were just going way too far on the internet with that stuff. It was like it had nothing to do with the reasons that people were saying online. Mm-hmm. It's like, I agree with you, Coach. Like, it had to do with Jalen Milroe and the other quarterbacks being perceived to be better. Like, they just didn't see it in Shedeur. I mean, Shedeur took a lot of hits in college. He doesn't run that much. He's kind of got a small frame. There's a lot of negatives there. And Milroe, I mean, his talent and his ability, despite having a bad season this past year with a terrible system for Jalen Milroe, I mean, he does have still a lot more upside. So I think I even said it on this show a couple weeks ago that I felt Milroe was going to go third round. That's where I thought he was going to go. I think I froze for a minute, but I said Milroe was going to go in the third round. That's where I felt that he was going to go. So I was not shocked that he got drafted where he did. I think, like Jackson said, I'm kind of shocked that he went to the Seahawks. But I think overall where he was drafted in that part of the draft kind of makes sense because he still has a lot of upside. But with the season he just had, that's why he didn't get drafted earlier. But third round to me made a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then you know the thing too, you look at. I don't understand Cleveland. You got a veteran quarterback. You've got a backup quarterback that is a veteran, and then you was it Dylan
Gabriel from Oregon.
Yeah, and then at the end of the draft, you've already got your third team quarterback supposedly, or 14, depends on how you look at it. And so all of a sudden you're going to draft another quarterback, and so it made no sense to me. And but I'll be honest with you, I did a deep dive. Now I haven't paid much attention to Shedeur. I don't give a flip about Colorado, but I took a deep dive into taking a look at his, you know, talent level and what he, you know, skill and that kind of stuff. And we'll talk about it. But he's got some work to be done with regard to his, you know, skill development and technique. It's a lot of technique issues that, as a guy that's coached quarterbacks, that I can understand where as a quarterback he may have dropped significantly, because there's a lot of technique issues that he's got to overcome.
Oh yeah,
I agree. I mean, a lot of his throws were off. Like the throws were wobbly. They're not consistent. And because he was Deion's son and played for Deion, all that kind of stuff. That's why all that happened. I mean, Bronny should have never been drafted at all, and he got drafted just because being LeBron's son. It was the only reason he got drafted. I mean, Shedeur is a lot better than Bronny. I mean, he's actually a good player, but I don't think, again, if it was anyone else, being drafted in the 5th round would have been all that bad. I mean, he still, he got drafted. He's going to have a shot to prove himself. I think the Brown situation is a joke, though. It's hilarious. Like, they've had 40 different starting quarterbacks since 1999, and now they have 5 different quarterbacks. They got Deshaun Watson.
Somebody's getting cut.
You got Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur. Somebody's got to work out, right? What if none of them work out?
But, the whole deal was Cleveland didn't need. I mean, why would they waste a pick? They didn't need another quarterback. They'd already made that decision.
Well, gentlemen,
hey, Jack, let's dive into Shedeur and get some technique issues. I sent you some pictures. Yeah. All right. Now, one thing I see right here, look at the way he grips the ball. Do you see it right there? Look at that finger way up on the top of the ball. His hand is way up toward the cone of the ball. Well, I mean, that right there is just a recipe for wobbles. Okay, there's a classic way, a classic grip that foundation, fundamental. You start with the fundamentals, then you can develop and all this other kind of stuff. So look at that grip right there, the finger way up. I've always heard the stuff with Terry Bradshaw about gripping the point of the ball and stuff. I don't know. I've never really looked at it, but look the way he grips the ball, those 4 fingers right there. Then now go to Aaron Rodgers, who has the classic grip that most you start with. All right. And so if I can show you, you see what the classic grip is right there. Top, you got your index finger at the top. Now it's a fat ball right there. That's an NFL ball. It's pretty fat. And so we always said, look at the second finger. All right. Top finger, the second finger, we called it top 2-5. And so now come to me, Jack. Let me show you with my hand. I got a ball right here. I'm going to grip it and show you. So look right here. All right. So here's football, that kind of stuff. So we call it top. Whoops. Top right here. All right. So there's 1, 2. So the index goes here. Then the second finger, this one right here, goes on the top right there. And then this one, the third or fourth finger rather, goes top 2. So you go down, here's 1, 2. And then the pinky finger goes right there. We say top 2, 5. Top 2, and then 3, 4, 5. There's the classic grip right there. Now, this finger right here, I don't know about putting it way up there. I think you're going to want it pushing too much. This way, what we want to do is when we release it, we want to pronate it, which means we want to turn our hand out. And so the classic grip they knew this. Guys, they've been studying how to throw a spiral since the 1930s, 40s, 50s. It's everybody knows, but in today's world, it's kind of gotten crazy with it. But you see right there, top 2, 5. Now go back to Aaron Rodgers. All right. So he's a little above the top because he's got a big hand. But look at the 2. Do you see? Countdown. 1, 2, 3. You see his pinky? Right down there, 5. Top 2, 5. That's the classic grip. Now go back to Shedeur. And you'll see, no, the first one, right there. Look at his. He's on, you see the stripe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's almost got the fourth finger top 2, 5, but you see right there. So the first finger, I think is a little too high. It's going to create a wobble. The second finger should be at the top of the laces. Then the third finger that you see right there should be at 2, and then the pinky should be at 5. And so it's not a fundamental grip. So anyway, and then the way in which he releases the ball, go to the third or fourth one. And so you look at his left hand, the offhand. Do you see it right there? Okay. See how it's right near his chest, that left hand? Okay. Now come back to me. Okay. So if I'm throwing the ball, so what happens is when I throw the ball, I want some shoulder action, hip action to generate torque. All right. Wham. That kind of stuff. So I want this hand coming across. And so watch this right here. He's throwing the ball and the hand is staying here.
Mm-hmm.
See where that left hand is right here. So he's not generating power, rotation, to create that pass or whatever. So you're seeing him. So now go to the other ones and you'll see it's consistent. And then we'll get to the video. Look at his left hand. Okay. He's not generating any shoulder torque.
Mm-hmm.
That ball, and you want that snap. You want that power. It comes in shoulder rotation. Look at his left hand. Look at the fingers limp. That means that whole left arm is limp. If your fingers are limp, your entire shoulder is limp.
Apparently, I got something that just added on my phone. This is from On3, and I'm not joking when I'm talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody watch the CFL, the Canadian Football League? Well, the Toronto Argonauts have added Shedeur Sanders to their Canadian Football League negotiation list. This is from Dave Naylor at TSN.
That's crazy.
Well, it gives something exciting for Chris Berman to talk about when he does if Shedeur Sanders can win like the Grey Cup. which
Yeah.
I doubt that's not going. I doubt that'll happen. They'll get tired of him real quick.
Now, lastly, Jack, and I'll get off this little soapbox, but what I'm trying to tell you guys is there's some technique issues going on with regard to this. Okay. And with the attitude in the interviews. And so if you're looking, just trying to be open-minded, and you're thinking to yourself, how open is he going to be to correcting this? Or is he so, I don't care, it gets there, all that other kind of stuff. But, I mean, you can see these are some glaring issues. So now pop in the video if it works. I hope it works.
Do you want to be at current speed or?
Yeah,
like
just regular, because it's going to show several. You're going to see several clips here. Look at his left hand. See it right at his chest? I want you to watch the left hand. See how low it is?
Yeah.
See, no shoulder. See, he doesn't pull the shoulder through. Lazy. See that left hand? And then lastly, watch one more time. He releases at his ear. Or, well, that one he was a little more over the top. But you can, right there, see, look at his elbow. A little taller. But look at that left hand, guys. Look at that. And look at the fingers. They're kind of limp. Okay.
Yeah, his left hand is limp.
See me right there in the corner. If I'm gonna throw the ball and generate some speed, I'm gonna open that shoulder up, bam, snap that thing off, and you're gonna see these fingers extended. I mean, tight, not limp like a loose goose. So he's got some issues, guys. This is at a pro day.
Right.
Yeah, I do agree with the sentiment of the attitude and all that kind of the ego and kind of stuff like that. And I do think a lot of that's carried from Dion because the way Dion is. I mean, Dion's a fantastic player. We know that, but him saying stuff on like, yeah, my son's gonna go top 5 and stuff like that last year. It kind of just breathes that arrogance to his son as well. Unfortunately, and when you have like a guy with flaws and you are arrogant, Shedur's not gonna, like you said, Shedur's not gonna listen to the criticisms that they're gonna have of his game. Like, hey, you need to throw the ball a better way. You need to grip the ball in a certain way. He might, if he doesn't listen to those things, then he's never going to be a great player. If he does, then he'll have a chance. But it's not likely though. I hope he does, but I mean, based off what we know about Shedur, it's not likely.
Well, the problem with Shedeur is, number one, he's not his father, because his father had, the one thing that Shedeur does not have, and the one thing that is the most prized possession in NFL and professional sports, and that's speed. And so Dion could talk the talk because the guy could run like the wind, and Shedeur does not have that. And so you can't be, Dion could back it up because he had that asset, that he had that chip, he had that card, he had the card in the pocket, as Trump says, but Shedeur does not have that. And so you got to be a lot more open-minded because, really in the pocket, he's lazy, very lazy in the pocket. I mean, I was shocked because I told you, I didn't take a deep dive into him. I don't care about Colorado football, but I'm sorry for some people maybe watching or whatever. So I didn't pay much attention, but now when I go in and I know a little bit about, that position, I look and I see a lot of flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Jalen Milroe, he didn't have a rich daddy. He doesn't have, that he worked more with less. I mean, his offensive line not being able to protect him dropped his draft stock quite a lot. But he didn't sit and throw a fit or say, "Oh, well, I'm not going to draft night."
Yeah, and he wasn't cocky. He didn't have that attitude and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. And I saw an interview with Shedeur, and they asked him, who's your favorite team? The team that picks me. Who's your favorite player? Deion Sanders. Who's your blah, blah, blah? Who's your whatever? My brother, Shiloh or whatever. It was all Sanders. I mean, I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, again, it's the family, mostly coming from Dion that breeds that egoness, egotisticalness. And it's a shame because I think overall, like you said, Dion has that right and ability to back it up, but now when he's bringing it on to his family, it doesn't help because they don't. And unfortunately, I mean, I don't even like arrogance when you can back it up, but people let it slide when you can back it up. Most people let it slide.
And here's another problem. Okay, Dion is their agent. He and Shiloh, ever how many he's their agent. I mean, come on, guy. I mean, are you kidding me? Daddy's your agent. So I mean, it's a family affair. I love the tightness of the family, but I mean, it's now gotten privileged and it doesn't wash. People now that it's out in the open, people are, it's just, Dion can pull it off, but the rest of the guys, come on.
Yeah, and I really hope Shedeur learns from his mistakes, but we're gonna wait and see. But as for Jalen, I want to see if he can make some magic at the Seahawks, because I mean it's not like with Pete Carroll, because Pete Carroll's over in Vegas now. Seahawks are a different man, and Coach McDonald.
Yeah. Well, and Milroe has a totally different mindset. Smart guy, humble, family, veterans. He admits mistakes. He's not going to be boisterous. Greatest living legend. All that kind of stuff. So he's a guy that's going to learn. He's going to be open-minded. He's going to say, okay, I'll give it a try, but I'm not sure what's going on. And then it seems like that Daddy Dion's too much involved in the kids. And so if somebody, quarterback coach in the NFL says you need to, you can't whatever, and then he's going to, Daddy, what do you think? It seems like they're going to go to Daddy, and it's Daddy's decision.
Yeah, and like Dion was not a quarterback either. It's like if Dion was a quarterback, then it would be completely different. Be like, all right, if Dion was one of the best of all time.
Oh, face freeze.
Like directly teach Shedeur, like, hey, he's not, right? Like he can't show him how to throw a football because he played a completely different position. So, it's just, unfortunately, it's just a bad situation for Shedeur because in a way, I almost feel bad for players like him and Bronny in a way because of the fact that their parents hurt them. As much as they help them, they also hurt them. They help them by getting noticed, but then they hurt them because they limit their ability to become the best they can be because they're already being told how great they are.
These guys,
thought, just to be independent with your thinking. Like I saw, he's got some quarterback coach and blah, 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 and that kind of stuff. Well, as a quarterback coach having to go through Dion first, you need to, he's fine. It's just if you arrive, everything's good. Who cares?
But yeah, like looking back at Milroe, how are we feeling about the Seahawks getting them? Is it good, or should the Steelers have got it? Because I'm kind of feeling like the Steelers should have gotten them, and I'm thinking DK Metcalf is wanting to strangle his agent after that whole ordeal. Like it's like, I'm stuck with Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. Good God.
I don't think it's bad him going to the Seahawks. I mean, he's in a situation where if he develops, he'll have a chance to play. He'll have a chance to actually start because their quarterback, if I believe, there's been so many trades, there's been a lot of movement that I can barely remember who's where anymore. But Sam Darnold's at the Seahawks right now. Sam Darnold is not elite in any way, shape, or form. He's at best good, fair to good, right? Like he had a good season last year at the Vikings, and they got rid of him. But for the vast majority of his career, he's been mid. But at best, he's baseline okay to good. So if Darnold struggles again, then if Milroe again proves himself and develops, he'll have a chance to play. I think that's a good situation to be in because you don't want to be in a situation where you're never going to play, right? Kind of like when Jimmy Garoppolo was at the Patriots, right? Like he was going to sit behind Brady forever, so he left, right? That doesn't really make you better either because when you just have to go somewhere else to play, it's best when you're in a situation where you're behind somebody that if you fight like mad to play and you grind and you do all the work that you need to do, you can pass that guy. because he's not elite, right? So I think it's actually a pretty good situation. Now, whether it works out or not, only time will tell. Milroe's got a lot of things he's got to get better at, obviously, but I think with his attitude and the effort he's going to put in, he'll have a chance at the very least to play.
Eventually. Oh, yeah. I mean, the NFC West, I'm curious to see where that's going to be for 2025. I mean, like the 49ers finished last in 2024. I don't know where they're going to be. Cardinals, I mean, they're moving on up. Seahawks, they're the Seahawks for now. The Rams, they should have planned ahead.
And still catching up Kansas City.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
I mean, then who's going to attrition, who, whatever. I see Kansas City's still going to be there and that kind of stuff. So, and then over in the, the NFC, I don't, who's going to take over from Philadelphia? I'm not sure.
Well, it's probably Washington. It's not going to be Dallas or New York, that's for sure. But before we go over our take on the rest of the NFL draft from an Alabama perspective, we got a $5 super chat from David West. And we appreciate the $5 contribution. And he says, "Go Blue and roll Tide because Burks ended Dan's YouTube career."
It's honestly a win for everybody, right? I think everybody's excited about that.
Oh man,
I did.
No, it was a guy named Burks.
Yeah, he's a Michigan fan. Okay. He's a Michigan fan. Oh, I didn't even see that connection, old man. Yeah. Burks is a Michigan fan.
I thought you were saying Burke and then Burks, and I was like,
I think we might have all contributed a little bit.
Oh yeah, I couldn't quit laughing at that guy daring the Rutgers show. He's like, "I dare you, boys! I dare you!" It's like, oh god, it's like, yeah, we beat Rutgers. You're not supposed to brag about being Rutgers.
I mean, it's like you're bragging about beating the Little Sisters of the Poor. Like that's not a compliment, man. I mean, like Ohio State, we get it. You're the Ohio State. You're one of the best, right? But you talk about Shedur's arrogance and you can't back it up. All right, that arrogance that you can't back up was his MO. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. Alrighty, so we got the rest of the NFL draft, and looking back at it, we're in the top 10, and we tied 6th for top 10 of the most picks for the 2025 NFL draft. And of course, our first round streak continues. Campbell becoming an Eagle, Booker becoming a Cowboy. Tim Smith is a Colt, but I'm just like, oh god, that. Good luck at the Colts.
Yeah, Jackson just wants everybody to stay away from Irsay.
because he's a moronic drunk when he makes decisions. I'm always gonna resent him for getting rid of Frank Wright. I'm a Titans fan. I like old Frank Wright. He's one of my favorite underdogs of all time.
I will say, looking at that list, I mean, Bama, we did good this year. We did good. I mean, 7's still a healthy number. It's still one of the best on getting guys to the pros, but it is a little down. I mean, typically we're at like the top or top 3 to 4. But yeah, it still wasn't bad though. I mean, we got a healthy number of guys to the pros. Just hopefully we're not on a downward trend. Hopefully, future years we'll start, sending more again to the pros.
Yeah.
Well, guys, and too, this gum portal
makes it tough.
Saban recruited those guys and they stayed, and now so it's how much by a team, and so that's going to be interesting. What was Auburn? What were they? 2 or 3?
They only had a.
I saw Hunter and I was glad to see Hunter because I mean he was Mr. Consistent for him, but
Auburn had 0.
Jarquez Hunter, he got drafted.
I think they had 3, maybe 3 overall. I mean, shocking. I mean, Auburn's just going to whatever.
They're bad. I mean, they are really bad.
And I mean, it's
They're not
good.
getting any better either. I mean, every year they're becoming like, Miami and A&M. Where like every year people are like, oh, they're going to be top 25. They're going to be good, and then they go like 5-7. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not good.
It's I mean, from years past, but for the last 5, 6, 7 years, I mean, they've been not Mr. Irrelevant, but team irrelevant, and losing bowl games too.
When they fire Malzahn, they've been bad.
Yeah,
since.
I
know
agree.
Malzahn has not done great since, but after they fired him, they've been really bad. Like at least when they had him, they were
3 players by Auburn. Woof. That's so
3.
bad.
Yeah, that's bad, guys. That is bad, and probably late rounders too. Probably third or
that's because they are. The highest one was on Saturday, and it was Jarquez.
Yeah.
Was he 4th or 5th?
4th.
4th, yeah.
4th round, yeah.
Yeah, and the other 2 were 5th and 6th. That's so mid. That's so mid.
Yeah.
But
Freeze better do something special this year. He's done.
Yeah, he's like on the Napier, like trajectory right now. Like this is his last chance. Can he have a good year like Napier was able to pull out of his hat, and he's still at Florida? If not, he's done.
Yeah. I'm sure that secretary on the school payphone will come up with something for him.
Maybe. Maybe it's the last ditch effort, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, little superpower, I guess. I'm not gonna say on air because there might be kids watching, but
yeah, we try to keep it family friendly. We try.
Yeah, like your kids gonna learn bad words eventually, just not from here. Anyway, so looking back at our draft picks, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen because I want to see if Malachi Moore can succeed at the Jets as well. And, we got Q Robinson as a Bronco. Robbie Outs is going to be teaming up with Milroe. And we'll be going over the undrafted free agents in just a little bit.
Are you shocked that he got drafted instead of CJ Dupree, Jackson?
Nah,
I'm not. He's a better blocker. He can. Yeah, they could line him up at fullback. I mean, literally. I mean, he brings a little more push up front. Which he's more prototypical. Tight end. That's
absolutely fair. I just remember when CJ Dupree came from Maryland, like he had a lot of, fanfare, like a lot of hype because he, had pretty good stats over at Maryland. He was one of the higher rated transfers. And even on ESPN's like best available list that they had, and everybody likes following that during the draft, he was higher on the list than Robbie Outs was. So like, it's kind of shocking that, like Dupree didn't get picked at all. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody, pretty much got drafted where it was expected. Malachi Moore, I mean, he kind of fell. Like, I feel like, earlier in his career, he was thought to maybe go higher, but 4th round, it's not terrible, but just a little interesting there. But I think overall, the selections made sense where they went.
Yeah, they did. You're right. I was not too surprised with regard to, I thought Q might only one I thought Q might go a little higher because I thought he brought a lot to the table his senior year. I thought he improved a lot, and but NFL's a different beast, so it comes down to what are our needs, and I feel like pretty sound draft. I was not surprised by. Shador, everybody talked about it, but really, in hindsight, didn't surprise me. So.
Hey, Jackson, can you pull up that comment by Husker?
That last one by
That cracks me up so much. Pitt Snipe Husker Freeze just needs to go to some third level Christian college where they buy his brand of and just rise career to the grave from there. He literally was. He was at Liberty.
Yeah.
In a hospital bed. He was at the perfect job, right? Like what you're talking about, but he decided to go to Auburn.
I mean,
he was at Liberty, though.
I mean, he and Jerry Fartwell Jr. got to, watch the wives do God knows what with the pool boy. So
Yeah.
That I still never forget. He was coaching that game from the hospital bed.
oh yeah,
Like that was crazy.
oh yeah,
That was crazy.
yeah. It's like oh my god, it's like yeah. I mean, doesn't surprise me that I just hope Jamie Chadwell's not doing any of that. Is like, hey, won't watch this whole thing with behind the scenes? Like, no, I got to coach games.
Yeah, I got to focus on what should matter, right?
It's like
focusing. remember Jackson?
yeah,
Good old Patrick. Nice place you got here. Oh man.
oh, oh man. But yeah, I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with the Jets for 2025, like especially for Malcolm Moore. I'm hoping he's in a good position, but I hope he's learned a lot from his tantrum at Vandy. Like
that he definitely has to do better with that. I think honestly it's part of why he got drafted where he did, because again he probably was thought to be a little bit higher up before that. But it is what it is. I mean, the Jets, he's gonna have a shot to play, but the Jets aren't good. I mean, I don't really know much about their team, but the Jets are not very good.
They're rebuilding, and
they're always rebuilding.
Oh yeah, rebuild so much that
every year's a rebuild for the Jets. Literally every year.
I mean, they're rebuilding so much that the SpongeBob narrator had to quit, and they had to hire a new one.
Yeah, I mean, it's never going to be completed, man. It's an unfinished project. Like that's what the Jets have always been forever. Like, I mean, I remember when Sanchez was the quarterback. Like, I don't know if that shows my age, but I mean, I remember that, and people were like, "Oh, Sanchez, he's gonna bring the Jets to glory," and like they didn't do nothing. And then Aaron Rodgers, they get Aaron Rodgers. Brett Favre at the end of his tenure was a failure. Like the Jets are just a failure. Like I hate to say it because I know a few Jets fans, but they're a failure. They're horrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
digging in sand, just going nowhere. Just digging in sand, and so many opportunities that just keep slipping away for them. What's the word on Rodgers? Where I heard where is he going? Is he still hanging around?
He
literally should retire.
He's probably either going to have his venting session on Pat McAfee, or he's going to try like an emergency appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher and be like, "Oh well, I'm not happy. I'm being left out." And then,
I'm not anti Aaron Rodgers, but he should retire.
Well,
that situation making Jeffrey face freeze.
I think he should retire. Sorry about that. That's why a lot of players just go, right? Like when you know your time is basically done where you're not as good anymore, you go out while you're still good. Dwayne Wade left the NBA when he was still good. I know some players like to play as long as possible. Vince Carter in the NBA played to like the very possible end that he possibly could. He was averaging like 3 points a game. But, like Aaron Rodgers, he's at that point. He's not great anymore, right? Like he's not what he was. And people seem to respect guys a lot more that just leave versus you keep staying these last few years and you don't do anything.
Yeah, and he's starting to come across prima donna and just too much drama. And I mean, at his age, how does he fit in the locker room? And there's so many dynamics with somebody his and the way he presents himself, sometimes a little arrogant and prima donna type and stuff like that, and the things he says. And so I agree. He's just, come on, dude.
He's going to have to retire.
Yeah. Again, it's just so weird. And like you said, it's kind of strange. It's like now, right? Like it's not early in his career. He's doing it now, like at the end of his career. It's just so strange. If he had to just, when the Packers got rid of him, had to just stop playing right there, then I feel like a lot of people would be talking a lot more highly of Aaron Rodgers because he was really great. Like he was a great quarterback in his prime. He had a lot of success. A lot of people liked Rodgers. And again, I'm not anti Aaron Rodgers, but it's like, dude, like you're kind of just you're
look in the mirror
way too long. and people are just you're done. Like it's over.
Everybody sees it but you. I mean, you can't look in the mirror and see, and all these wrinkles, and I'm a little older. And then if you're a team, I mean, what, you're going to bring in a one and done? I mean, how much future does the guy have? I mean, he's at the end, and so why would I can develop a younger quarterback, and hopefully, or am I going to bring in this old geezer?
I thought when he got hurt at the Jets in the first game of the season
I've got a career idea
but he still is continuing, so it's crazy.
I've got a career idea for Aaron Rodgers once he retires right away. Go into podcasting, start your own little podcast, team up, go see if Bill Maher's got a little opening for you at his Club Random Studios. And you can go work with or see if like those deadgum clowns, Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, have something for you.
Hey, Jackson, everyone's doing that, though. Like, either people are getting into broadcasting or they just start a podcast. Like, everybody's got a podcast. Honestly, I don't know how anybody, like, if you're just starting a podcast out, just like, oh, yeah, I'm starting a podcast today. How is that thing even going to gain traction? Everybody's got a podcast.
Well, you got to work.
All these players got podcasts. Coaches got podcasts. Politicians got podcasts. Everybody's got podcasts. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all for Aaron Rodgers to do that. I mean, heck, he kind of basically already has with McAfee. He's been doing that for years, so he's already basically there. But he's still trying to play football too.
Correct. And before we get to our topic on the undrafted picks for Alabama, we got a couple more super chats from David West. We appreciate the $5 and the $2 contributions from our good buddy David West. And he says, I was celebrating and I was drinking to sit margaritas. Oh, you're in Margaritaville, weren't you there, good buddy? He's probably hiding somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Ohio.
Well, again, he's dreaming that he knows he's in contact with all these Ohio State people. He has all the influence in the world.
Yep. And here's a $2 contribution where he says at least Jackson won't have a psychopath Ohio State fan.
It is so hard to find an Ohio State fan that's normal.
Fan in everything.
I know a few of them. There are a few Ohio State fans that are good. There's some that they exist. They're chill people, but most of the social media Buckeye fans, they're crazy.
Oh man. But yeah, that is something. Remember, there's a psychopath fan in every fan base.
Husker says all of Ohio is technically nowhere.
Oh, that's
okay.
funny.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you look at it that way.
Pitt Snipe Husker says Rodgers will definitely go on Mar, maybe even real time. That is a solid call, Josh. Well, he did go on Club Random in September of 2022, I believe. Although it was filmed before then, like Mar was smoking that pot and all that. And I know he's been on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Borderline family friendly.
Yeah.
It's a pot of flowers, kid. Pot of flowers.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like bro's like smoking pot from all kinds of. It's like funny though, where he's just like bragging, but hey man, that's why I never got married, no kids. Like it's like nothing wrong with that, but it's like you don't have to say it every 5 minutes. But it's like it's just so funny.
Some people have a shtick, Jackson. That's all they got. It's kind of like the Dark Lord of the Sith, right? I mean, that's all he had, man.
It's like. And finally, new rule. If you're going to try an impression of me, maybe don't, because it's not even that accurate. It's all wrong. But that's my new rule. All right, we've got our next show on HBO. See you, everyone. All right. And we got another super chat from David West, and he says, Tom Brady played until he couldn't. He couldn't. Appreciate.
Yeah, like he played forever because he literally was still good. Like he was still good. He was still putting up great stats, and he left when he was ready to go. Like he was done. And
he did injuries. I mean, injuries. I mean, Brady was. I mean, physically, he was well trained. I mean, when he came out of, I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of him at the combine way back his senior after in his senior year, but I mean, he was just kind of no muscle tone at all or whatever. And then he, of course, got into working out and all that kind of stuff, and stayed injury free for the most part. But that's not happening with Aaron. Not happening.
It's crazy that Brady had like one major injury that one season. It was like 2008. He missed the whole year.
Week one against the Chiefs.
That was it. Like, it was one major injury, and after that, like, he never missed any games, like hardly ever. So it's
he didn't really come across arrogant.
No.
Not to me. I never really pictured him as being somewhat arrogant and that kind of stuff. But Rodgers is a different story. And then, of course, family issues, and I don't know where they are with regard to all that drama. But, even his brother, it's just,
Tom Brady's doing fine.
I don't think there's a lot of people pulling and worrying and giving a flip about Aaron Rodgers, especially in the NFL coaching room.
Nah. But as for Tom Brady, he's doing fine. He's got his little minority stake in the Las Vegas Aces, the Las Vegas Raiders, and he's got his 2 women in the hot tub.
Making good decisions. Making good decisions.
You just gotta retire now, Aaron, and then you'll be all good.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, alrighty, we've got our undrafted stars for Alabama. Burnup has signed with the Saints. The long snapper Nealon Hibbert signed with the Dolphins, and CJ Dupree is a New England Patriots. Here we go. Burnup seems like a draft. Well, not a draft steal, but a hidden gem for the Saints.
Yeah, he was projected to go late round, and he didn't get picked up. So it's tough at the skill, not the skill positions, but the special teams positions to get drafted. It's hard because you can get, like, a lot of teams look at it. Hey, we could just pick them up as a undrafted free agent.
Exactly.
We don't have to waste.
Why waste the draft pick? We can get him in free agency and they can prove their worth that way. And so a lot of long snappers and punters and kicker, certain kickers, kickers are pretty valuable. So, but sometimes we can got a great leg and we can pick them up in free agency. And so why waste a draft choice?
Well, and I know, like, the Saints faced a lot of criticism for getting Tyler Shaw because all they show was the bad pass play, but they didn't show the stats or nothing. Like, it's like they got
he seemed like he got drafted high to me, especially after having 2 major injuries. And the season he had at Louisville was good, but like, his career was similar to Curtis Rourke's, outside of Curtis Rourke played at a smaller level longer, but Curtis Rourke got drafted in the 7th round. And Shaw was in the 2nd round. Like, Shaw was drafted high to me, but he might prove himself. We'll see. But he seemed like he should have got drafted a little later to me.
Oh, yeah. But, I'm curious to see where that's going to go. Because, Burnup's going to be with a winner in Kellen Moore. Because, like, Kellen Moore won as an offensive coordinator in his only season, gained Super Bowl for the Eagles. And he's one of the winningest quarterbacks in all college football with a 50-3 record at Boise State. The 3 losses are the 2008 Poinsettia Bowl on 2 days before Christmas against TCU, rivalry week Black Friday against Nevada, and on November 12th against TCU on the Versus Network.
Mm-hmm. Well, Burnup he's a solid kicker, so I think he's going to be. I think he'll work his way into. I don't know if it'll be, but he'll work his way into playing for somebody. Matter of time. He's always solid for us. Always solid, consistent.
Oh yeah, because like he's not going to be playing for a low down loser like Dennis Allen. Like, oh man, like that guy was terrible. Like, why the Saints even went for him was beyond me. It's like, that's just dumb. But you're going to be with a winner in Kellen Moore. Like before the Saints got Sean Payton in 06, they didn't even know what winning was. Like, they knew what it was like once every 15 years, but that was it. Once they got Sean Payton and Drew Brees was recovered enough to be able to play on a roster for 2006, they learned about what winning was. And then Drew Brees retired. Well, it is what it is. Sean Payton's leaving for a year, goes back to coaching at the Broncos. Saints decide, oh, we're going to make Dennis Allen our head coach. You're going back to Suckville. That's what you're going back to doing. You're going back to Suckville, but now you're going to Winterville with Kellen Moore, and Burnup's going to be able to win some ball games.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you bring up Drew Brees, you want to talk about a great release, and opening up and generating that speed and getting the ball out. I mean, he was at the top of the list. He would be in my top 10 as far as if I were to rank quarterbacks and their releases and being able to get the ball out. Are y'all familiar with quarterbacks and the craziest releases?
Oof.
You want me to tell you? All right. So if you were to rank quarterbacks and just technique, and I could give you my top 10, but I saw this guy. I was with a couple of my quarterbacks that I had coached up, and we're playing in college and that kind of stuff. And this guy was from Athens, Alabama. Okay, and his dad was a coach, and we went to see Athens play in a game, and my two quarterbacks and I, we went. We had heard all this about this guy, and how blah blah blah. And we watched the first few plays and him throwing the ball and everything, and we all looked at each other and we got, gosh, this guy's got the craziest release I've ever seen. And anyway, the guy wound up going North Carolina State, wound up playing many years in the NFL. And I think it's the one guy that kind of generated, who cares? It ain't how you drive, it's whether you arrive. And you can throw it underhand, all this other kind of stuff. And his name was Phillip Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy, his release, I mean, I just sit there and watch, and I was like, oh, just cringed. But hey, he got it out there.
He had a pretty good career too, despite being on a terrible terrible team, terrible organization.
But if you're going to use somebody to emulate, throw it like this guy, not him. That is not the guy.
I mean, like CJ Dupree, I'm curious to see what will happen for the Patriots, because I mean, it's better than where they were last year. I mean, at least you
have to go up from there.
Yeah.
Well, if he's in that's the difference between him and Robbie Oost is Oost is he's a man beast, can get up there at fullback, but he can block it. Dupree is more, wanting to get out and catch the ball and that kind of stuff. And so it depends on, the offense, or, are they want to throw it more and need tight end with hands like, Kels, or they want to run and power and that kind of stuff, need a big blocker like Oost. And so I guess that's how they pronounce it. I don't know. So it'd be interesting to see if they want to throw it a little bit. I think that gives Dupree a better chance of making a squad.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I want to see him get some wins in New England. Maybe be a good enough star for Drake May. Get some good pass catches.
Yep.
All righty. But we'll definitely wait and see. I hope Nealon walks into a good situation in Miami. And it's like, I'm not too confident in the long-term health of Tua, honestly. I mean,
we talked about this several times, but he's still there. It'll be interesting. But hats off to him. I hope and he's got medical doctors that are got to listen to the docs. And so I think a good situation. Sure. So we'll see.
There we go. That we will see.
Yeah.
Well, Jeffrey, what magic have you got cooking this week, good buddy?
Definitely going to be trying to cover the portal if possible. I've been saying that for weeks, but I have not had a lot of time. But we'll try to cover some more portal news with basketball, college basketball, and definitely talk maybe some of the NBA playoffs too. It's getting crazy
Face freeze.
going on with that. Usually I try to make a video again, like with the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals, talk about that kind of stuff, and the finals itself, like who I'm picking to win. So definitely excited about that. Definitely check out my channel, Only Talk Sports, if you haven't. But also, if you're enjoying the show here, subscribe Alabama at the Voice of College Football. We're here every Monday and Thursday talking Crimson Tide football with you. My internet held up more today. It held up a little bit better today. Still had some problems, but definitely a lot better. So appreciate you guys for being in the chat. But subscribe if you haven't already, and like the stream down below. Thanks everybody for being here. But I definitely would love to stay for the rest of the show, but I gotta bow out. But definitely, hopefully the rest of the show is awesome for sure.
All right, man.
Well, I'll be seeing you, Jeffrey. Seeing Thursday night. Goodbye.
Sounds great. Can't wait. Have a good night, Jackson. You too, Coach.
All right. Thank you, man.
All righty. Well, we've got our next topic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Nick Saban saying they made the biggest recruiting mistake he made. That was turning down LSU tight end Mason Taylor, who was the 42nd draft pick by the Jets. This was the guy that caught the game-winning 2-point conversion against us in 2022, which I forgot to mention. That was the day after Jeffrey and I first met.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Very amazing, huh?
You know, and the thing which really, really you got to appreciate about Saban is the fact that you would think there would be some monumental name. You know what I'm saying? Just monumental. And I'm not downsizing or, you know, whatever with regard to what this, but he goes to, in his mind, it's we didn't get this guy, we didn't get Peyton Manning, we didn't get this guy, you know, some big name or whatever. He goes down to just what ticked him off the most. And that was, and so it's a great honor to this young man, and for Saban to say we screwed up on that one. And it's not a name you would have thought, but in Saban's mind, you know, he goes back and looks back, and you're thinking, you know, and sometimes as coaches we have to go back and reflect. What was my biggest mistake? Whatever. And it's not the big to do blah 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 that everybody thinks it might be, but it's just something. Just I'm not saying as little minuscule. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that for him to really, in his mind, we should. It really speaks volumes for how deep thought, the depth of the way he thinks.
Yeah, because it's like that. This young man was talented, and I got a feeling he's going to make some great things happen for.
And a lot of people think, what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people think it would be some, you know, super Heisman Trophy winner that they recruited and didn't get, but he's going back and saying, man, this guy right here drives me nuts. We didn't sign this guy.
Oh yeah. Because like that's why guys like Saban win is like he's not sitting there thinking about, oh, I won 5 natties for Alabama. I won 6 natties. I don't have to do anything. You don't see him acting like that. You see him thinking about, damn, we didn't get this guy.
Yeah, this guy right here, and it's just
we missed out on
him and that kind of stuff, and didn't get him, or I think in his mind didn't recruit him like they should have. Like, just what were we thinking when we didn't really pursue this guy? And then he looks at him on film and everything. And you look at him in high school, and then he's getting ready to play LSU, and there's this guy that they talked about, and they're like, why in the crap did we not all pursue and get this guy? So it speaks volumes for the way he thinks.
Oh, great. I mean, because like you want to get, you know, because like sometimes I get into that mindset where it's like, dang, we didn't get that thing or this thing or that thing. It's like I can totally relate to Coach Saban on that. And
you know, he probably recruited Joe Burrow. He probably recruited Cam Newton. He probably whatever, and then didn't get him. But then in his mind, the one that whatever is this, Mason Booth out of LSU.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's why Coach Saban. That's what sets him apart.
It's like, we got to get this young man. It's like, man, we didn't get him. Oh, well, we move on. We're going to get another star.
Well, no, his thing was let him go. Didn't recruit him like he should have. Should have really gone after him stronger and just, had him on the board or whatever and didn't pursue him like they probably should have.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Pitt Snipe Husker says Saban missed on Lawrence Phillips, Michigan State. We ain't got to talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's a few recruiting misses that there's a lot of them. And he said, Husker says everybody recruited Burrow, set Frost in Nebraska, where Joe's a legacy for crime in these states. Yeah, Nebraska missed out on him. That was a bad move by Nebraska to miss out on him.
Yeah, and who was it? Frost that was there at the time, or
Scott Frost?
I wonder what they'll say when one day they'll ask, "What are your biggest mistake recruiting?" See if that's what he says.
Oh, he probably feels like a mule. He feels like a mule, just not getting him. I know Matt Rule. He's not sitting there going, we're not missing out this young man. We're getting him. Like, is that young man who looks like Macaulay Culkin? Bring him over to my office. Like, Matt Rule is that kind of guy. And I know if Alabama had been on Burrow's radar, Saban would have been like, bring him over to my office. I want that young man that looks like Macaulay Culkin. Yeah, because I mean, there's plenty of guys that we didn't get that went to Auburn, Tennessee, LSU, Georgia, you name it. There's always a few of those guys. Saban every season he was head coach, not just at Alabama, not just LSU, not just at Michigan State, but everywhere he's been at, he always thought to himself, we missed out on this guy. We did not get him to our recruiting class. Hey, you could have like 10 straight #1 recruiting classes, and he's going to be thinking about
the one that didn't get.
We didn't get him.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so, yeah, that's the mind of a great coach. That's the beauty of it. And I don't know how many we have today because now it's turning into, professional and got to have, what do we got to have? General managers, the budget, how much we have to spend. So,
well, I'm glad you got to this next topic because we lost nobody. We lost no one this spring. We lost no one. That's good. That's excelente.
Very good. That is very good. That is, I don't know if it's, I don't know how eventually we'll know because we're only just a little bit into the NIL and that kind of stuff and, keeping people happy and don't want them to leave and barter and all this other kind of stuff. But it is solid that, and speaks well that after the whatever Christmas, I wish they would do away with this. Number one, this April, whatever, portal window. They need to. This is one.
Do
thing.
like a June window.
This needs to be done away with. If you're gonna do anything, you do it in December, and then it's done. And anyway, but it is good. It speaks well that they're happy and that the players that are there are happy.
Everybody wants to win.
And so now we don't have going into fall. We don't have any added dynamic because here you go. All right, so and it's different, I know, but somebody transfers in the portal in April, but the kids are already graduating or already getting ready to go home, and so now I know you're gonna have your little mini camps and all. Most people, a lot of players now just stay year round on campus, but bringing in new guys and all of a sudden you've got June, July, and then end of August, we have our first game, and you've got 8, 9, 10 weeks to merge all these personalities, and so it makes it difficult. So now that everybody's gone through spring, everybody's happy, and so it'll make it an easy transition in fall.
Well, and we addressed one of our needs in the portal that we needed to get, because like I remember like a week or so ago, Stephen M. Smith on the Bama Standard Network, I was asking him, what do we need from the transfer portal? What players do we need?
Mm-hmm.
We need guys from the offensive line and the tight end. What do? We addressed our needs at the tight end because we got a young man named Jack Samarco. Go check out that video from Alabama with the Voice of College Football where I did reaction on it.
Mm-hmm.
And came from West Virginia. And we got Brody Dalton. And when he did transfer,
guy from Troy, and will do a great job for us. And I'll guarantee you that guy being from Alabama will not disappoint.
Oh yeah,
I bet you there is a lot of people in Fife, Alabama, pretty happy.
Oh yeah, we're
kudos to that guy for coming to Alabama. Didn't he cancel his trip to North Carolina for Belichick?
Yes, he did. I guess he realized Jordan was not his type.
Yeah. So anyway, good pickup, both of them.
But yeah, it's like I'm just glad he didn't go to North Carolina. Thank goodness for that. I'm glad he's over here at Bama, and we got more pass catchers.
Yeah,
it's like it's always good to have receivers, but you don't want to get overly reliant on one or two of your top 2 receivers. Mm-hmm. You want to get some tight ends. You want to make sure you got some good running backs as well.
And you got to have those guys, those big guys over the middle, those guys that can get up there and drive on the goal line. You got 3rd and 1 at the goal line. Those big guys that can, back in the old days we called them bull necks. Those big offensive linemen, big tight ends that can push back, and so good get.
Oh yeah,
and smart decision by him.
Oh yeah. Well, and we also talked about in the portal, the last several weeks, few months. I told everybody, you're not going to see Bama lose a lot of guys, and if you do, it's only going to be a few, but that's it. You're not going to see Bama losing a whole lot of people. Matter of fact, there's going to be people coming over to Bama. Nobody's going to be leaving Bama for a Lafayette or a UCLA, and if they are, well, it's their loss. I mean, it's our gain. We're fine. Matter of fact, we would be getting the star players or the players that were misused, like Jack Samarco. He was misused by Neil Brown at West Virginia. He may not be able to see what it's like being part of the second stint of the Rich Rod era, but that's okay. He's coming on in to go play for Ryan Grubb, Kalen DeBoer, and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Get to play with either Ty Simpson or, better yet, you get Keelan Russell. Who knows? But either way, you're going to be walking into a good situation in Tuscaloosa.
It's going to be Ty Simpson.
Well, either way, our tight ends are going to be very happy. That I can personally guarantee. And it's and it's funny looking back at Tennessee. It's so funny because it's like part of me was laughing, but not so much laughing at Tennessee for once. But I'm just kind of laughing at UCLA because it's almost like they like having the helicopter dads. I mean, I swear, Lonzo Ball, although he's looking at himself cringing. Looking back at this whole Nico Lima-Leva situation, I'm not that bad.
Now, where did he wind up? Is he wound up anywhere?
I really don't know. Oh, the Ball family?
I'm going to take a look at that because I've been thinking about that. I thought about it earlier today.
Yeah.
I was like,
Nico is at UCLA getting his money chunked up in state taxes. And Madden Lima-Leva, or Maiden, whatever he calls himself.
So Nico wound up going back to California.
Oh yeah, same with his brother.
Did they give him the money he wanted?
Not quite.
Man, that's ugly. That's the nature of what they
Arkansas,
created for us.
Arkansas. I mean, they're gonna be fine without him. That they're gonna be fine without Nico's brother.
Hmm.
But as for Bama, we're doing all right, and we're not losing any key guys to anywhere, especially not to UCLA. It's like, that they don't even have a home field. Big Ten's probably regretting adding them. It's like, this is school we added. I mean, they don't even have a home field advantage. They always lose in Arizona school.
Get him, Jack.
There you go. It's like, I'm getting them. That's the plan. But yeah, it's tight ends taken care of. Still got to figure out all offensive line. That's key right there. But we'll know where it's at by the time we get to fall camp.
Yeah. Well, if they move Pritchard to guard, I'll be happy.
There we go. Well, let's have a way too early look at 2026, shall we? Especially at our five guys. Hey, there's Joe Willie Namath.
Oh,
Note to self, we got to do a quarterback Mount Rushmore episode. Like, we got to do, like, 10. That's like 10, 15 minutes each.
all right. Well, that guy right there will not leave early. Ty Simpson.
No.
If you want to make it to the next level, you got to spend some time in a system. And right now he's had his first year, and so going into his senior year, if he can just produce, then by the time his senior year, draft prospects, he'll be looking good.
Yeah.
Now Lawson's a different story now. He's different. Different position. He's got a lot of upswing.
Yeah, I want to see what happens with Mr. Lawson for 2025 and beyond.
Yeah.
I just hope he doesn't get hurt again this year. I'm hoping he stays healthy.
Yeah.
Jeremy Bernard, nice. I mean, I can see him becoming a draft steal for 2026, especially for somebody like the Chiefs. Because, I mean, they always want some new toys to play with for Patrick Mahomes. I mean,
Yeah.
Like, that's what's going to happen. We're going to be seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think he'll be a first rounder. Probably more like a third, fourth, fifth rounder, I guess. But somebody is going to snatch him as a hidden gem, and they're going to be very happy. Because, like, what will happen is, like, if the Chiefs were to get him, by that time, the headline will be Travis Kelce retires from NFL. He's going to go be happy, or Taylor Swift or whatever. But the Chiefs are not going to win again. Yeah, well, they said that when Tyreek Hill got traded to the Dolphins. Chiefs aren't going to win again. Yeah, well, guess what? 2 straight Super Bowls afterwards. They're fine. But, and I'm wondering if the Rams get Bernard as well. That's who I'm wondering, because we know Chucky Jr., Sean McVay, likes those winners. He likes those draft steals.
Yeah, be interesting. Proctor, did I say Pritchett earlier?
Yeah, a little bit.
Proctor, left tackle. Nah, he better move to guard.
Yeah,
I just don't see him making it left tackle. Don't see it. The blind side. But we'll see. Maybe we got to drop a few pounds. We'll see what he does. I don't know what their plans are in the fall, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And, he's got time to make some improvements, but at left tackle, not good for Milroe last year.
Agreed. I mean, we got to see Proctor get some big wins, which I'm sure he will. Somebody is going to get him in the first round. That would not surprise me. Like, because there's always somebody needing an offensive lineman. They got, and I was talking with Brian Moore on the Nebraska channel Thursday night. Justin, and I were talking, And he said, if you want to build a good situation for a quarterback, make sure you got the offensive line, then get the weapons, and then you get the quarterback. I say that's an excellent idea. That should start with Caden Proctor.
I just got to put him in the right position. Time will tell. We'll see what happens this fall. If he can increase his stock, Jackson will be a good. I'm glad he's coming back, and he'll be a good. Probably defense. I thought defense, like I said, got better, and I think him coming back will increase his. As long as he stays healthy, I think good things are going to be on the horizon for him, Mr. Jackson.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that. And Damani Jackson is on this list. Ooh, somebody's going to be watching the first round, and they're going to be thinking, we got to get this young man. We've got to get this young man.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely. As long as it continues to improve. That's the key. You got to improve. Got to always be willing to learn. You got to have that want to about you. I want to get better.
I want to. I need to.
I have to.
Strong showing in 2025 could cement his pro football future. I could not agree more.
No, I agree.
Yeah, because like
the benefits him coming back.
Oh yeah, he needs a huge season. Like just do some pass breakups, get some interceptions. There's going to be plenty of opportunities for that. I mean, week 1 against Florida State will show that. Week 3 against Wisconsin. The big game against Georgia in Athens. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't really see what he'll do in the revenge game against Vanderbilt and in the other revenge games against Tennessee and Oklahoma.
Yeah. It'll be good to see what Alabama brings to the table with regard to all of those games.
Yes.
Bring a little more energy.
Yes.
Yeah. And a little more consistency in the personality, respond to adversity. And because that's what, in those games, that's what really hurt them. They didn't know how to respond. And of course, that could be first-year coach and, whatever. Now they got a second-year coach.
Well, and to your point about Ty Simpson wanting to just kind of stay and chill, where he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's just going to up and leave after a year as starter. I can see that, where he just wants to stay in Tuscaloosa, just kind of get a little something. Like if Alabama doesn't get a natty in 2025, he's that kind of guy that's going to want to return for 2026.
Well, he's been here. He's spent the time in Tuscaloosa, so evidently he's committed. And I hope big things happen for him because he's been committed to the program a lot longer than some of the other ones.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you gotta get those big wins while you can get them. And Jeremy Bernard, we're gonna be seeing some big plays from him. Is going to be in the games that everybody's watching, to the point where there's going to be top 10 plays on Sports Center. That's going to be the question. I think he can. That'll get draft scouts' attention. Boom, they're going to want him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got to generate value.
There you go.
For yourself. That's all comes from you.
That's what you need, and you need
balls in your hand. I mean, everything. It's your decision. So yeah. Create wealth for you.
There you go. And Proctor will have to make sure he protects his QB, his running backs. He's good to go. Just protect your teammates. We'll be taking care of our end, good buddy. Yeah. But that's going to be a win right there. And I'm looking forward to seeing what 2025 will bring, because we've got magic coming our way. We are going to be coming. Well, all righty, man. What have you got going on this week, man?
Just stuff. Just a little schedule. I got a few little honeydew jobs, and then I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna really get into studying some Ty Simpson, and I'm gonna get into just researching some football. Getting it, I guess today and yesterday, this past weekend, taking a look at technique and everything. I want to see. I want to look at some quarterbacks, and maybe next week I can bring you some things that I see with regard to quarterbacks and technique and skill and what they get a idea how to. The big thing for a lot of people is we see. I mean, we see the good plays. And we're watching, like you and I, we watch these highlight films of these high school kids, and all they're showing is the best plays. But when you're recruiting and you're coaching, I mean, you're looking at every play. You see the good, the bad, the ugly, and all of that. And so that's what I'm gonna do with what I'm gonna do here over the summer is I'm gonna do a deep dive into some of these quarterbacks around and take a look. Give you my thoughts as to top 10, what I think going into the fall.
There you go.
And remind me, this is failing me right now. Was Shador a Heisman candidate?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Travis Hunter was the winner, but
oh yeah.
His girlfriend was talking to everybody but him, from what I heard, and Lil Wayne was hanging out with him.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take a look at the quarterbacks. I'm on what I think going into the fall with regard to talent and I'll take a look at a lot of the SEC quarterbacks. I was surprised. Quinn, is it Ewers?
Yeah, Quinn Ewers.
Yeah. Texas went in 7th round. I was kind of surprised with regard to that. I thought, but I'm gonna take a deep dive and take a look at him. See what I saw and see what was missing. Maybe there's some there that didn't catch some eyes with regard to the NFL personnel people.
There we go. And Pitt Snipe Husker is telling you, give our Dylan Raiola a look, Coach. I'm interested in what you see. Couldn't agree more.
Will do.
I can't wait to see what Dylan's going to bring out in 2025. I think he's going to bring out some greater magic than he did in 2024.
Comes down a lot of want to.
There you go.
We gotta want to get better.
There you go.
Another thing too, Jack, is being open-minded.
Yes.
Listening. Listen. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. But yeah, check out Coach Burt's on Johnny Burt's on Facebook. Well, Johnny Burt's 5. And you can also check him out on Johnny H. Burt's on Instagram. And somewhere in the realm of archives on /Twitter is his Twitter account. We're still looking for it, but we got to build up your following on Twitter, good buddy.
All right. I got to do more.
There we go. We gotta get your Twitter. Boom. Then we can put it up on that website.
There you go.
And of course, you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 979 on YouTube, where I've got my latest episode, The Jacksonian, with Locked On Cougs host Parker Ainsworth, where we talked a lot about Houston athletics, and got my next episode, The Jacksonian, with Nathan Brown from College Football Mafia, where we talk a lot about the BYU Cougars for 2025, beyond last season, what the Big 12 is looking like from his perspective, and much more, and the future of college football. But for more updates on what I've got going on the Jacksonian and plans right here on Alabama with the Voice College Football, or once a week or twice a week on the Paul Feinbaum Show, where the weekends are full of surprises, give me a follow on Jackson VOCFB on /Twitter and Instagram and Threads at Jackson Johnson 543908. And with that being said, we wish you all a happy Monday night. And remember, like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell to Alabama at the Voice College Football so you never miss another video or a live show whatsoever. And we will see you soon. Roll Tide.